Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me. I'm coming.
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I'm your host, The King, and I'm joined by Frank White.
Yep.
We're going to be reviewing NXT Ultimate Show today. We started with a Battle Royal, and this Battle Royal consisted of 25 men to see who would be the number one contender for Trick Williams' NXT Championship at NXT Heatwave on July 5th, I believe, same weekend as Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's around that time.
Yeah, so we had some big surprises during this Battle Royal. Joe Hendry.
They brought out Joe Hendry. Got a loud pop. They was hyped for him. They was singing along with his theme song. So obviously they're aware of who Joe is. He was definitely over. I just seen something that just said in a span of 15 hours, the Joe Hendry debut at NXT has gotten more views. His debut at NXT has got more views than the debuts for Okada, Sasha Banks, and Will Ospreay in AEW combined.
That's insane.
He did this in 15 hours. They debuted like a month or so ago. All of them. They've been in the company for at least 2 months or more. And collectively, they didn't hit 2 million. He hit 3 in like 15 hours.
The fans love who they love, and they believe in Joe Hendry. Now, unfortunately, Joe Hendry gets pulled up on at the start of his Battle Royal and gets thrown out immediately. Now, what does that mean exactly? I think they have plans for him, not in NXT, but on the main roster. Because with Chad Gable with a bullet hole in his head, he won't be in that Money in the Bank qualifying match. So I think they might actually throw him in there in place this coming Monday.
As far as that qualifier match, let's stop with the whole bullet hole thing. Let's not do that. But
you saying
he may or may not be in that. He may or may not be in that match. We don't know. But
he better not be.
I do think they definitely. He did say something to Shawn Michaels backstage about popping up on any show. So I'm expecting him to be on SmackDown for sure. I think that's going to be a good look and a smart move too. And basically, I think because this was just really a tester to see, like, all right, is he as over as they try to make it seem? So it's like, all right, we got this reaction on NXT, cool. Let's see what you can do on SmackDown. So he definitely gonna end up on SmackDown Friday. As far as everything else in the Battle Royal, once they got rid of Joe, it kind of moved fast as far as getting people out of there. Some names for some other places. Seen Frankie Kazarian get in there. He actually ended up being one of the last few people that was in it. Pretty good match. So also something that happens that plays in the later. Your man's just had the match against Trick for the NXT title.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page gets knocked out of the match because he gets attacked by what's dude's name? I can't remember his name.
Oro Mensah from Metaphor.
Oro Mensah, yeah. Guy from Metaphor attacks him, takes him out. They end up fighting backstage, so he's
terrible name
out of the match before really terrible name. Taken out of the match before we even really get started. And so Battle Royal carries on. Gets to the last four. I can't remember the last four exactly.
The final four,
I think it was Von Evans.
Yeah, Frankie, Dragon Lee, and
Spears and Dragon Lee. Yeah, gets to that final four. Also, couple interesting spots. I know uh, they starting to show some dissension in no quarter catch crew because one of them eliminated Charlie Dempsey on accident. There was another. There was a few more like noteworthy eliminations. Nathan Frazier uh, eliminating what's his name, the Italian dude.
Tony D'Angelo.
So yeah, Nathan Frazier and eliminating him. Then he had a crazy elimination, getting eliminated by Dragon Lee. Um, it was a solid battle royal, but it got down to the last few people. Javon Evans got it done. He won the battle royal. That's a huge spot for him. Makes him look great. Honestly, they are clearly strapping the rocket to this kid, and obviously it makes sense because I mean the motherfucker is good.
Hey, we talked about it many times. Evans, Oba, and Trick, they're the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But shouts out to Javon Evans. He's getting the W here, and he's getting that number one contendership spot. So he'll be at NXT Heatwave. Next up, triple threat tag team match between Roxy and Lola against Jakara and Lash, and then against Jasmine Nix, or Fake Kardashian is the way I like to say, and Undashing JC Jane.
It was okay. I mean, I wasn't really expecting much. A lot of these girls are still learning, and then some of them they ain't learning. They just ain't that good. But um, it did what it needed to do. Lola and the champion got the win, which I expected that to further their feud. I will say this though, Lash is improving drastically every time she gets in the ring, and she is definitely going to be a big time star moving forward. Because it's a lot they can do with Lash. Lola and Roxanne get the dub. Roxanne kind of takes out Lola. Lola kind of laughs it off like, "Yeah, bitch, don't worry, I'm still coming." So yeah, that furthers their feud.
For sure. Yeah, Lash was probably the star of this match. She had a bunch of hot tags where she dominated most of the talent. But by the end of it, after Lola hit, what else she hit? Oh, yeah, after she hit Jakara with her spinning back fist, Roxanne immediately tagged in so she can get the win by hitting her finisher. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this match between these two. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have it at Heatwave. And they ain't gonna do no fatal four or nothing like that. They're gonna make sure it's a one-on-one between them. So shouts out to them. We next get a backstage segment where Javon Evans celebrating, talking to Ava about his match that he's about to have. But then in comes Ethan Page. Heated, bro, I didn't even get eliminated from this match at all. I'm technically still in this battle royal. And said, Evans, you wouldn't have even won if I was still in the match. So Evans, you know what I'm saying? He a real nigga. He ain't gonna take this lightly. All right, bro, listen. I already had a whole match, and I'll do another one tonight against you. And we'll really see who's gonna be the number one contender. So Ava made it official. Evans versus Ethan Page in the main event tonight. Winner faces Trick.
Good solid segment. Evans he actually looked good here talking.
Yeah, I know you said you were waiting on him to see what he can say.
Let's see if he was gonna be okay, how he is as a talker. In this particular segment, he did well, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. He showed he had passion. There was energy there. Great delivery of his lines. Just came off really natural. Like that's something he would really say. I liked it a lot. He actually, you could tell he was actually flustering Ethan Page a little bit. Not say Ethan wasn't talking well. It was just like it came off as like they was really bickering back and forth. Like it was flustering Ethan Page in a way to where it was just like, hey, this motherfucker pissing me off. I want to whoop his ass now. Which that's the whole point. That's what you're trying to sell. So overall, it was a cool segment.
Immediately after, we get a small backstage segment of Kaylani heading towards the ring with her title, but she getting, dirty looks from all the other women surrounding her, hunting her down, looking for that belt. But she gets some kind words from Sol Ruka, telling her good luck in her first match as champion. So it's going to be Kaylani against Mia Yim. Now, my problem with this match, first problem with it, Gallows and Anderson show up, to support Mia Yim, and these niggas couldn't even show up to support AJ.
What the fuck was that? Like y'all didn't even come out with AJ. Y'all done known AJ for over a decade. Y'all barely know this bro. Y'all showing up. Y'all didn't show up for AJ when he needed y'all for a WWE World Heavyweight Undisputed match with his championship to win that title in an I Quit match. But you gonna show up for Mia Yim on NXT for a mid card women's title? Y'all priorities is all fucked up. I was pissed.
Yeah, nah, these niggas gotta be kicked out because, bro, bunch of
I
ball
didn't have
niggas.
much for this match to be honest. While athletic, I'm just the Kalani Jordan is as absolutely generic as they come.
You not trying to be like Lonnie?
As a she's as uber generic as they come as a face wrestler. Not interested in her in the slightest. While she is athletic, you can tell she's still not particularly super great. Like she's still developing her skills in the ring too. So she kind of moves slow at times, and it's I don't know. I don't like it. I don't fucks with it. She's kind of awkward at building chemistry with other people.
Is it because she light skinned?
Getting in the ring, and I think a lot of women in wrestling are because they sometimes move too slowly and unnaturally because they're so it's like they're so worried about not getting hurt or hurting someone else. It's just like not saying not to be careful, but they're overly careful to the point where it takes you out of the match. And that I think is a big problem when it comes to women's wrestling for me.
Yeah, I personally just wasn't like Kaylani shouldn't have been the first champion. But we're going to just work with it for now. I mean, for the most part, Mia Yim kind of controlled majority of the match after commercial break, and then like right after she went to go climb to the top rope, Out the Mud pulled up, and while they were distracting the Good Brothers on the outside and the referee, Miss Parker, pulled up and shoved Mia Yim off the top rope, which Kaylani took advantage and hit her split leg moonsault for the W. So yeah, that feud between Out the Mud and Bullet Club still continues.
Yeah, I like the feud. I like the that Jada pulled up and interfered. Like I'm pretty sure. I was pretty sure they was gonna. I thought they was gonna put the title on Jada Parker to begin with, but it looks like she's probably gonna be the next champion because I don't see her losing to Kalani Jordan. And that's also probably why they gave her a successful title defense. That way she ain't just win the title and then immediately drop it. But she definitely gonna be dropping that title to Jada Parker probably in a match at Heat Wave. And I'm for it. I fucks with it. I like it.
We get another backstage segment where Axiom is angry at Nathan Frazier for not telling him that he was going to join the Battle Royal, which I feel like this is something you should either already know or should already be talking about. But again, this tag team was just thrown together, to be fair. So, I mean, yeah, it's just weird. But by the end of their argument, the Don's lawyer, Crucifino, pulled up. And since Frazier eliminated the Don, that man wrote up a whole contract telling him that he wants a meeting with them, I think next week. So, yeah, the Don isn't too happy about what happened, which I wasn't happy at all either. So,
Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, I ain't got much for this segment, so yeah. I know already went over everything. I still don't like this tag team.
So after that, our homie Oba Femi pulls up, and he's out here to tell everybody that this North American Championship is going to stay on his shoulders for life. And the rest of his challenges that he's faced, none of them are worthy to face him again. But out comes Wesley, looking short as hell, still challenging this man for his belt. But mid promo, there was a skirmish in the crowd. Honestly, we thought it was like a real like fight that was going on because Wesley kind of completely stopped his promo and was confused. But turns out the person in the crowd was what's the dude's name again? Brooks Jensen. Yeah, Brooks Jensen. Yeah. So Brooks Jensen, I can't recall his storyline because was he? I don't remember. Again, it seems kind of weird, but we watch this every week. But I don't remember him ever getting kicked out or anything.
I feel like that's something that we might have just not noticed. One of the like background elements of stories that happened, and we just kind of glossed over it and didn't notice it. And now it's still being booked and moving forward with. But I was just like, I don't think until this week, I don't think anybody was even really noticing shit. But yeah, I don't even know when this started. But yeah, I was thrown off. I was just like, yo, are they fighting in the audience? But I was just like, it didn't seem like enough commotion was going on and nobody was really making that big a deal out of it. And I did see his face clearly I didn't recognize him, but I did clearly see his face. And I'm like, this dude looks crazy as fuck. Like, what the hell's going on here? And then when I seen that later on Twitter, I was just like, oh, okay. I get it.
But after Wesley pretty much regains his focus, he challenges Oba for another title shot, 1-on-1. And Oba Femi tells him straight up, all right, I'll give you this match. But once you lose, this is the last time you ever be able to challenge me for this belt as long as I hold it. So, hey, nigga, if you lose again, that's it.
Well, I like it that they put it like that they made it where as long as I'm champion, you'll never be able to challenge again. So that way it ain't making it seem like it's like, oh, well, obviously he's going to win the title if Oba says you can never challenge for it again. And honestly, it should be like that. He done had several opportunities, so yeah.
On some Chad Gable.
But I still think he still ain't going to win either.
Oh, no, he not. He losing. Oh god, yeah, he losing clean. Yeah,
He still ain't gonna win. So yeah.
the next thing he'll probably challenge for is probably like the NXT title, but that would be like later on down the line when Oba ends up getting that. Tavion Heights, one of the upstart NXT talents from like last week, and was also in the NXT Breakout Tournament. If y'all remember last week, Charlie wanted to speak with him to add him to their crew. So that's pretty much what they did. They brought him to the back in their gym and was talking to him about joining the crew. So yeah, not much really happened from that. Gallus, it shows a NXT Anonymous. This is, and if you don't know what NXT Anonymous is, it's pretty much NXT Anonymous account ran by somebody. We have no clue what the hell it is. It's been being used for years, and they just catch random events happening under the quiet. And they caught the Gallus boys getting pulled up on by, I have no clue what their names are, but I say it all the time. It's just two niggas in Tim's. Like,
them two big just came home ass niggas pulled up on them.
There you go. Like that's pretty much what it is. just two brawling
like
came home niggas in Tim's. So they pulled up on Gallus and was stomping them out, surprisingly. So yeah, I guess shouts out to them. We get Carly Bright versus Fallon Henley. Carly Bright was accompanied by some girl named Kaylee Gray or something Gray. I'm not sure. Carly Gray. I don't know. It was something. They're both of them are new. They're like Carly Bright. She's had that one match against Lola, but this other chick, I don't know who the hell she is. Carly Bright's pretty much showing out against Fallon, but the girl that she brought with her gets choked out by Wendy Chu. And once Carly Bright got distracted by that, Fallon Henley took advantage and beat her with the Shining Wizard and got the W. This all started with the backstage segment of Fallon antagonizing Carly and the rest of the blondes in the back. Because there's a whole image. I'm going to show this image when I get a chance in the video. It's a whole backroom segment of people that look exactly alike.
It was like 6 chicks in a row that all look like Fallon Henley.
Sean got a type.
Yeah, for sure. He 100% has a type. Yeah, that's about all I got for this match. I see what they're doing with Fallon Henley. They're trying to build her up and get her to be relevant, make her strong, because as a heel, she's definitely going to challenge at some point for one of those titles, whether it be the mid card or the main title. She's going to challenge for one of those at some point because they're going out of their way to try and book her and put her on the show and have matches and shit and give her a spotlight. So there's something they see there. So it's TBD on her, but I do see that they're trying something.
We get a shot of the parking lot where Eddie Thorpe is leaving, and you get a shot in the background of Brooks Jensen getting arrested. So there's that. Eddie Thorpe, he's, I don't know, bro. Like I feel like he's supposed to be cool, but he's not, like, at all.
Not even in the slightest.
So I don't know what they got to do to fix that, but they got to fix it immediately if they're gonna try to push this guy.
Yeah, they're gonna have to figure it out because he ain't it right now.
We get Chase U versus Gallerson. Chase is pretty much getting worked the majority of this match. Duke Hudson gets the hot tag, starts to dominate, but then once Carl started fighting back, Duke got him in a roll-up pin, and Ridge Holland pretty much cheated to help them win the match, and Duke noticed it, and Duke was not happy about it at all. I mean,
so I'm guessing
Take your
I'm
W.
guessing that's I'm guessing that's gonna be the because they want to, they want to win shit the correct way, how it's supposed to be done, blah blah blah. But I don't know. At this point in time, they kind of. I'm trying to find the correct word.
They've been on a losing streak for weeks, months even.
They're treading water with Ridge Holland, and it's just like it's two things with him why this is struggling to work, and it's because Ridge Holland has the personality of he has the personality and the type of excitement through his personality as watching ice melt. Like he's boring. It's no way to really even make him interesting. He's not worth trying to get into. And it's like I get it, they trying to book something for him to go in some type of direction, but it's just like whatever it is, hurry up and find something and then immediately lean into that shit heavy, because this right here is not it. It's boring as fuck. I don't care to hear a story about Ridge Holland, especially one that's taking long to develop, because I know you're not gonna do shit with him. So it's just like the sooner they get that shit out the way, the better.
Hopefully they do figure out the Ridge problem and get that over with. But I digress. We get Kaylani talking with management and saying that she might choose Sol Ruka to be her next challenger, but Ariana Grace, daughter of Santino Marella, pulls up and says that, hey, maybe she should get a shot. So they were like, all right, well, let's book Ariana versus Sol Ruka next week, and winner will face Kaylani for her second title defense. It's short, sweet, simple. There you go.
Made a lot of sense. And also, like it kind of goes back into what I said. They're trying to hurry up and get us some title defenses out the way. Next, he's out of there.
For
Jada
sure.
Parker, they're snatching that shit off of her. So yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. Yeah, what's next?
The main event: Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. Winner faces Trick at NXT Heatwave. Trick pulls up to sit on commentary to watch his boy fight. Unfortunately, Evans was at a disadvantage. He still had his injured ribs, and those are already targeted during that battle royal. So, of course, Ethan, wily veteran already, goes straight towards the ribs most of the match. It didn't stop Evans from, continuously bouncing all over the ring. But at the end of the day, his ribs hurt too much, and Ethan beat him with the ego's edge or razor's edge.
Ego's
beat
edge
him.
is funny.
Yeah, I know. It works though. But it looks like Ethan Page, we getting the rematch.
I like the story that they're telling with Javon Evans at the same time we're putting a rocket on him, which is people with shallow minds will probably see them like, well, they've had him lose twice clean back-to-back weeks, and just like, you're missing the big picture. He has all the talent in the world to get there. The story that they're telling, though, is just like, is his youth. It's like he has the talent, but his youth is costing him by making costly mistakes. Last week when he went for the move and got hurt, that ultimately ended up costing him losing the match to Shawn Spears. This week he won the battle royal to face Trick. He was already in the match, but him acting like he had something to prove to Ethan Page because he came in there whining that he didn't get his proper chance when he did. He puts a shot at the title on the line to face Trick at Heatwave, and then he lost.
That inexperience, bro. The inexperience in youth.
The story that's told here is just like the inexperience due to youth. He keeps making bad decisions. At some point in time, he gonna have to. He got two parts of his name that don't necessarily coincide with one another when you think about what they really mean. But he gonna have to step up to. He gonna have to start living up to the OG part because right now he's just being young and making a lot of young dumb decisions. But I love the
That's a
storytelling
bar.
that he's telling through this.
But after Sean Spears pulls up on Evans, starts to stomp him out, Ethan decides to join in. In comes Trick for the save, but unfortunately, he's also getting pulled up on. And then while they're beating him up, Evans springboards, double cutter, and all four men lay flat out in the ring with the NXT Championship dead center.
I personally think we getting a fatal four way at. I think we getting a fatal four way at Heat Wave for the title. Yeah. And then when you think about it too, what it also tells is Javon Evans was the number one contender by winning that Battle Royal. Yes, he beat 25 other people, but he just had two recent losses in single matches to who? Sean Spears and Ethan Page. So everybody would have some sort of reasoning behind, hey, I should be getting a title shot too. So that's what I think they're gonna do to get to the fatal four way. I like it. I'm for it. I think it'll be a wild, crazy match too.
Hey, no better way to bring the heat than to have a fatal four-way match. Thank y'all for joining us today for the NXT review. We'll see y'all next time for AEW Dynamite dropping tonight. But with that being said, the MVPs are out.
Peace.
What? You must be sleeping under a rock or something.